Welcome back, Pokemon trainers. Professor Chaz here. The lab coat's on back order, and for this week's Pokemon X live Wi-Fi battle, I'm actually bringing you a different kind of a format for these videos. I mentioned in a couple past videos that I'm considering breaking these videos into team building on one day and then uploading the battles on another day. I finally have decided I'm going to do that, at least for a while, because the videos were getting to be 40 minutes long when I was including the team building and describing their attacks and such, and then the actual battles. It was close to 40 minutes, and those not only take a long time for you guys to sit through. I'm sure you don't want to sit there for 40 full minutes and, watch my failures or sometimes my successes, but also it just takes a long time to compile those videos and upload them, and just all around breaking them into 2 videos I think is going to be a better idea. So today I'm going to be showing you the team I put together, and what I've decided to do, since I've been getting a number of victorious Pokemon and defeated Pokemon in my battle so far, what I want to do is bring a collection of 4 Pokemon I haven't used yet. I want to bring back one of the previously defeated ones to give them another chance, and I'm going to bring somebody who has won already because they've proven themselves to be able to win. Hopefully with their help they're going to be able to get some of these other Pokemon into the winner circle. So we're going to take a look at the team I have assembled. Now that I have completed showing the battles of my water starters from the generations, I can start to put a whole different group of Pokemon in here. However, I am going to still stick to water starters in a way. In the Pokemon X game, when you meet Professor Sycamore, he gives you one of the Kanto starters, and this week we're going to feature that Kanto starter that he gave me, Spritz the Wartortle. Let's check out the team I've assembled with her. Starting off this week's team, we have Spritz the Wartortle, given to me by Professor Sycamore in the Kalos region in Lumio City. Now, she's more of a support kind of a Pokemon. We do have Rock Tomb on her for lowering the opponent's speed, hopefully so that some of my other more faster Pokemon can get some hits in quicker. And she does have Rapid Spin, because I don't have anyone on my main team, well, I do now, but I didn't have anyone on my main team that could get rid of entry hazards like Spikes or Stealth Rocks or anything like that. So she does have the Rapid Spin to get rid of hazards like that. She's holding Eviolite to increase the defenses, because she's not, like I said, more on the offensive side. She's more trying to help the rest of the team out, I should say. She does have Rain Dance to improve the power of Water-type moves, such as Waterfall, and if she can slow the opponent down enough with Rock Tomb, her Waterfall might get some flinches on the opponent as well. You'll see here she has the Jolly Nature, which is a speed-increasing nature, but speed's not what we're focused on with her, unfortunately, despite the fact we can slow things down with Rock Tomb. And the ability is Torrent, and holding the Eviolite. You'll see I decided to put most of her super training into the defenses, evening them up at 232 apiece. I put the remainder into, well, not all the remainder, I put most of it into HP, got it just above the 250 mark, and the remaining EVs I put into the attack stat. Next up we have Critter, caught back in the Viridian Forest, way back in Kanto, from Fire Red. Now, he's seen a lot of really good battles over the years. He's gone into a number of battle towers, and I remember back in the Sinnoh region in Battle Tower, he and my Ninetales, Tails, and Shelbert the Squirtle managed to defeat the Tower Tycoon, which I found really surprising. I mean, not just that I've, brought Butterfree, which are not known to be, particularly powerhouse-type Pokemon, but the fact that he was on a team that was with an unevolved Squirtle as well, and they managed to win. It was a close battle, but they did come through in the end. So he does have the Wise Glasses to boost all of his special attacks, which is the only kind of attacks that he has on him. He has Signal Beam, which is a good standard bug-type move. Gets the same type attack bonus for that. Giga Drain, I taught him originally to deal with anything such as Golem or Onix that he might come up against. So super effective damage on a rock type, which he is weak to, and he's going to heal back some HP. And he has Sleep Powder, because his ability, as you'll see in a moment, is Compound Eyes, which boosts his accuracy. Sleep Powder almost always hits because of that. And once the opponent is asleep, we're going to be able to use Dream Eater to heal back some HP as well. You'll see here he has the Calm Nature, which does boost his special defense. I didn't put any of the super training into that, however. I just went for all-out speed and special attack with Critter. His ability, Compound Eyes, there's the Wise Glasses. And special attack is a pretty decent 264, speed is 235. Remainder of the super training I put into the HP stat. Next up we have Medusa the Onix, caught back in Oreburgh City, back before, I was going to catch her back before I fought the first gym in the Sinnoh region. I almost said Hoenn, but as it turned out I ran out of Pokeballs, so I had my heart set on catching an Onix, so once I beat the gym leader and I had enough money to buy Pokeballs, I went back and caught Medusa. The reason I wanted an Onix is because, having been playing the Pokemon games ever since the first generation, Brock's Onix has always left an impression on me, and to me Onix has been one of the coolest Pokemon. Maybe not the coolest, but definitely up there as far as nostalgia factor. So we do have Medusa here with Rock Slide, Earthquake, Iron Head, and Rock Polish. Now, originally I had a completely different, mindset with this particular Pokemon. Originally, when I first caught her, her ability was Rock Head, which, ignores any recoil damage from moves such as Double Edge. But I realized, with her special defense being what it is, Onix are not known for taking special hits. I decided to actually use the ability capsule to switch her ability over to Sturdy. Now, she's not going to be able to be knocked out with a single hit, so she's going to survive at least one attack. The idea with her is to start by using the Rock Polish to boost her speed stat. And she's holding the weakness policy, because if the opponent does hit her with a super effective move, which they are more than likely to do, it's going to sharply increase both her attack and special attack stats. So, if it all works out well, the idea is to Rock Polish on the first turn, take a super effective hit, she won't be knocked out thanks to the Sturdy, and she's going to get a attack boost from the weakness policy. Then she can start dishing out some decent damage with both the Rock Slide and Earthquake moves, which are stab, and Iron Head is good for possibly causing some flinches, just like Rock Slide. Now see, she has the Hardy nature, which is neutral, doesn't boost or diminish any stats. And for super training, when I took a look at her before going into these, this week's Wi-Fi battles, I noticed that I had super trained her in HP and special defense. Now, as I did some play testing in Battle Tower to see how well she held up, she still was not able to take any water or grass attacks. She still went down to the Sturdy ability kicking in. I thought, I can take all that super training out of special defense and put it where it's more useful. So she does have a base 159 attack, which will double once she does get the weakness policy activated, and speed is 213, which will also double once we use Rock Polish. The remainder of the EVs I decided to put into the HP stat. Next up is Bullwinkle, caught in the Safari Zone back in Fuchsia City in Kanto. Now, little interesting tidbit about this particular Pokemon. He and one other Pokemon are the only ones that I've ever caught in anything other than a standard Pokeball, and this includes legendaries. I just recently got through the Primal Groudon part of Omega Ruby, and on the second Pokeball, I managed to catch it. I just like the added challenge of not using any sort of enhanced ball to catch Pokemon. I like the standard Pokeball because it makes it more thrilling and more exciting to me to succeed by catching it. So anyway, back to Bullwinkle. He does have Headbutt, which can cause some flinching, and Iron Head also causes flinching. It helps to deal with those rock types that are resistant to Headbutt, also ghost types that are immune to Headbutt. Doesn't help him with steel types, however, but still, Headbutt and Iron Head are pretty powerful attacks. Hopefully he can get some damage on steel types. He's holding the Chesto Berry, which goes well in conjunction with his rest attack to heal himself back to full and instantly wake up once he eats that berry. But once we've used rest one time and we have to use rest again, we want to be able to wake up before we get knocked out. So I also taught him Snore. He's going to be able to get some minimal damage because Snore is a special based move, and it's going to possibly, if we're lucky, cause some flinching while he sleeps. So hopefully he won't be struck while he's asleep and we'll be able to wake up and continue the fight. Here we see he has the nature, the Hardy nature, which, much like Medusa, is just a neutral stat, but he does have max IVs in his special defense stat. So I didn't really train him for that, unfortunately. I did put the remainder of the super training into special defense after boosting his attack and speed as high as I could get them, and his ability is Intimidate to lower the opponent's attack stat. And here we see Tails, originally hailing from, I believe it was Route 8 that we caught her on back in Kanto. She's one of our previously defeated Pokemon from past weeks, if you've been following the channel. You may notice, however, that she has a distinctly different moveset this time around. She originally had Heat Wave, but we decided to go with Overheat instead, because Heat Wave is a wide range move, and if you're hitting two targets, it's going to be lower to 75% of its power. So it's considerably weaker than a single target move, which is what Overheat is. It's base 130, and it does have the drawback of sharply lowering the opponent, or sharply lowering the user's special attack stat. So I did teach her Nasty Plot this time around. We're going to be able to get that special attack back to where it should be, or if we use Nasty Plot first, and we use Overheat as a follow-up, then it's just going to drop back to the standard special attack stat. And instead of Solar Beam, I went with Energy Ball, simply because we got rid of Sunny Day, and Solar Beam really works best when you have Sunny Day to go along with it, so that it doesn't have to charge up. But my thinking was, if we do happen to find Tails in battle against a Water type, whereas we were spending one turn getting Sunny Day up, and then the next turn using Solar Beam, her high special attack and a basic Energy Ball attack, which is pretty comparable to the power of Solar Beam, might get the knockout before we even have to take a hit, which we would have had to do if we were using Sunny Day. And I have also replaced Confuse Ray with Will-O-Wisp this time around, because we're going to be able to lower the attack stat of the target if they're burned, and get some residual damage at the end of each turn with the burn. And she's still holding her Lumberry to cure herself of any status ailment that hits her the moment it gets her. And you'll see here she has Quiet Nature still, which is the special attack boosting nature. Her ability is Flash Fire, which will absorb any fire attack coming her way and boost her overheat power. And for the super training, we kept her as it is. We have special attack and speed maxed out. The remainder of the super training went into her HP, which she does happen to have max IVs in. And now for the returning champion from past weeks, Machamp, hailing from, I believe, Route 7 back in Kanto. He's pretty much the same. I did teach him one new move. He still has his Brick Break, his Ice Punch, his Payback, all decent good power moves, holding the Muscle Band to boost his physical attacks. And instead of Foresight this week, I decided to give him Wide Guard. Having seen how useful Wide Guard is in the Pokemon World Championships, I thought I want to actually put Wide Guard on one of my Pokemon. This will actually work pretty well if he goes into battle alongside Medusa, who is going to sometimes be using Earthquake. If he uses Wide Guard, he'll protect himself from that Earthquake. He does still have the Adamant Nature, of course, that's what he was born with, which boosts his attack stat, and the ability Guts will boost his attack even more if he's afflicted by a special condition. And I put the majority of his super training into attack. I put the remainder into his defenses to even them out. He does have max IVs in his speed stat, but I didn't really focus on that, especially since with his Payback attack, it becomes stronger if he goes last in the turn, or rather if he gets hit by the opponent in that turn. I don't want him going first and possibly, therefore weakening the Payback before he gets the attack off. So, as you'll see there, this is the team that we're going to be bringing to the Wi-Fi rating battles this week. And it's going to be interesting to see how well they do. I'm really hoping Medusa can show people, what an Onix can do. I know most people, and myself included, don't really see much potential in an Onix, but I'm hoping the moveset and the held item that I've put together for her is going to really help her out in the battles and maybe catch some people by surprise. And not to downplay the other Pokemon as well, they're all going to play a part in this upcoming battle, which we're going to upload to the channel tomorrow. So I hope you stay tuned for that, and I hope you'll be rooting on the team. I hope to see you back here tomorrow to check out those Wi-Fi battles. Alright, thank you for checking out this first official team building video, and I'll catch you next time.